Hey, Exes, it's your girl Lauren, and today I have a really dear friend of mine in the house joining me in the lounge. Her name is Raena O'Neil. She is the owner and founder and badass boss babe of Lymphatic Organic.
Hi.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
I feel really grateful that you wanted to come in, not only on a business female entrepreneur level, but on a level of health and wellness. As you know, I'm on this health journey, and not to dive too much into it, but the process that you do at Lymphatic Organic has really, in a lot of ways, changed my life.
That makes me so happy.
And so I think when people think about lymphatic drainage massage, they think it's a spa day,
For sure.
right?
Yeah, or a fad.
Exactly, or a trend, okay? But I've noticed coming into your facility that it's not. It's a lifestyle.
Yes.
And so the biggest thing on having you on the pod today is I would like for you to explain your why
Okay.
on why you created Lymphatic Organic first, starting out. And then I would also like to jump into the actual process that Lymphatic Organic offers all your customers.
For sure. So, same thing.
Hmm.
Health and wellness journey, for sure. A lot of trial and error, a lot of issues with my own body, digestion issues, gaining of weight. I have celiac disease.
Okay.
So, a lot of things impacted me
Yeah.
ever since I was probably about 12 or 13 years old.
Okay.
Never really had anybody to turn to, never really trusted doctors. Nobody ever helped me properly. So it was a lot of self-research and a lot of trial and error on myself to be able to come up with the healing process that I kind of do on everyone now.
Right.
All the steps, which I'll go over next, are things that I was doing in my garage every day.
Wow.
And then I started doing it on clients and realizing that it worked. So more so just like health and wellness was necessary for me because I didn't have any other options to
Right.
figure it out on my own.
Right.
So I wasn't necessarily always healthy. I definitely had my moments, especially living in Las Vegas, a lot of partying, kind of like definitely the complete opposite of the way that I live my life now.
The nightlife.
Yes, for sure. I had my first son at 23. I was
Wow.
definitely like knee deep in that kind of like wild, crazy party phase. Thank God, I always say to this day that being pregnant with him probably like saved me from going down a dark path. So I'm very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
Still, even after that, I gained 80 pounds when I was pregnant with him.
Okay.
Right afterwards, I lost a lot of weight to be able to function again and to feel okay. So, still not 100% in a healthy way, I don't believe. I went through, divorce process and all that kind of stuff with his dad. And then that's when I really started to focus specifically on my health and not anybody else. So I had my son half the time. I was able to take time to be able to figure out what worked and what didn't.
Right.
So I really started to research quite a bit. And I fell across lymphatic drainage after I had my stomach repaired for a tummy tuck.
Okay.
From gaining all that weight, I had a lot of excess skin,
Right.
issues that I needed to be resolved. I had that surgery. A year later, I was still not healed. I was swollen and puffy and bloated. And I was like, what did I just do?
So severe inflammation.
Severe inflammation and just like tightness. And it just didn't look good. It looked weird. It looked too tight. The belly button was, I don't even know how to describe it. It looked manufactured and it's
Right.
not what I wanted. So I was still self-conscious. And a friend of mine suggested that I go and look into lymphatic drainage.
Okay.
So I had a kind of like half-assed version done on me by somebody in LA because nobody in Vegas really did it the way that I wanted it to be done.
Right.
Wasn't great, but it sparked something in me to be able to be like, wait a minute, like this is doing something internally to my body. Inside, outside, mood, everything too. So I felt like a difference everywhere.
Right.
And especially in regards to my celiac disease. So I was like, like they wanted to put me on all this medication, all these things. And I'm like, I'm not willing to do that. So
The quick fix.
quick fix for sure. And then I just started to really research and do it on myself every day.
Smart.
And try to figure out, like, be in tune with my body and figure out, like, why I was feeling certain sensations, why my sinuses were draining when I touched certain parts. Like, I kind of definitely, like, from start to beginning, tested everything on myself.
Right. Right.
Then I started doing it on other people for fun. I was doing residential real estate for 20 years prior to getting into this.
Okay.
So completely different lifestyle.
Right.
I just thought it was going to be a hobby. I didn't think it was going to be anything serious.
Right.
And it kind of blew up so fast. And it just sparked this, like, me helping other females not have to feel alone in their healing or not have to depend on doctors or males to be able to tell them what to do with their bodies. I think it's just a very intuitive thing.
It is.
So it's like just being able to teach women to reconnect to that again has been
Yes.
very important to me.
Yes.
And kind of why we take you through all the process and the steps to be able to show you things that you can do at home outside of me, outside of my technicians, that we want you to continue this lymph style, we call it, of the movement, the sweat, the vibration daily, because it just translates to all areas of your life, in my opinion.
It really
makes
does.
such a difference.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's places out there that market themselves on being lymphatic drainage facilities. But the way that you do your process is just day and night difference.
For sure. Yeah.
And I have felt such a release with the health issues that I'm currently dealing with, coming and seeing you on a regular basis and taking advantage of the style of lymphatic massage that you offer.
Love that.
And like I said, it is a lifestyle at your facility.
Mm-hmm.
It is something that you guys, support and pursue even after the care that you have with one of your technicians or with you personally.
Mm-hmm.
It is important for us to follow through with it when we're at home on our own as well.
Absolutely.
But instead of Googling how you do that, it's nice to be able to have you teach us
For sure.
firsthand, which is what your facility does.
Absolutely. And we kind of like follow up with you and we become almost like we work together 50-50. I always tell people it's like 50% what I'm doing on you and then the other 50% is what you're taking home with you.
Right.
So, and then it's like a monthly to every like 4 to 6 week process. We suggest that you come in the first few times. So like as you progress, I check in with you, my technicians check in with you, like how are you feeling in regards to this? Like what things in your diet have you changed? We're like working with you on a monthly basis.
Right.
To be able to make sure that you're taking the proper steps at home and then like just getting reconnected to your body again too and learning to listen to it and to communicate with it outside of us, outside of anybody else.
Right.
And that's just kind of what we facilitate for sure.
So walk us through the step-by-step process that you guys do at Lymphatic Organic from the minute you walk in to the very end of your session.
Okay, so obviously when you arrive, we take you back. We do some prep work, and this is the sweat portion that we want to be able to prep your body to make sure that all of the toxins that I'm riling up are going to be able to come out the areas that we want them to. So we do a castor oil wrap.
Okay.
So we do castor oil on your armpits and your abdomen. This is to pull and bind toxins from your digestive tract, as well as your liver. So like castor oil packs are huge right now. Everybody's talking about them.
Yes.
It'll make you sweat faster. It'll make you detox faster. It also makes sure that the wrap that we compress you with isn't making sure that those toxins are going back into your system. So it's pulling and binding them. So when you're sweating them out, we take the wrap off of you, which in turn causes you to sweat faster.
Right.
And the compression is pulling all the fluid to the proper drainage points. So we do it around your arms, around your abdomen, in turn just like kind of starting to direct the fluid to make sure that it knows where to go once you come onto your technician's room.
Okay.
We'll add red light therapy to that if we think that you need it. And then we bring you out. We put you on a vibrational plate, which again is going to stimulate your lymphatic system, which doesn't have a pump to it. So the best way to activate it is vigorous exercise. So it's kind of like a way where we're tricking your body into thinking it's running a marathon and we're getting everything moving and shaking. You do potentially get itchy, which is a good sign.
I did have that the first time, but I notice the more and more I do it now, the less itchy I get.
Yep. So the end goal is if you're doing it regularly, you shouldn't get itchy. That's just kind of like a confirmation that your system is clear of those toxins.
Okay.
The itchiness partly comes from like the circulation and as well as all the capillaries opening up.
Right.
But it's also the release of those toxins. So like I don't know if you go on vacation for a few days, you come back, you get on the vibe plate, you're like, oh, I'm itchy. It's because all those toxins have been built back up.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you're doing that like routinely. And we teach you too, if you don't necessarily have a vibrational plate, there's other ways that you can get around it.
Okay.
Like Theraguns direct to the drainage points, which I'll go over that a lot with a lot of clients, especially my pregnant females too, because you can still use vibration safely when you're pregnant.
Okay.
So I teach them how to do that. You can put it direct into the armpit and avoid shaking, obviously, your abdomen to make sure that the baby's completely safe.
Right.
But there's so many options with vibration that we kind of walk people through if you don't necessarily have the vibrational plate available.
Okay.
So, vibrational plate, then we get you back on the table, and that's when we kind of begin the manual process. And we always check in with people to be like, what areas do you notice that you hold fluid?
Right.
And we'll kind of like custom tailor the session based off of your particular needs. And every time you come, that's why we want you to wait at least 10 days in between the sessions, because I want you to really check in with your body, see how it responded. Like, what did you feel? Did you like notice differences in certain areas? So it's just really important that you communicate with your body, come back into us, and then we figure out exactly what we can be doing on a monthly basis to make sure that we're custom tailoring it specific to your body, because everybody's body is different.
Everybody's,
And their
yeah, it's an
needs, for
individual
sure.
basis.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have people that you see, primarily women that come to you that have chronic diseases, autoimmune
Yes.
disorders, and how do you see your process help them?
I will say that my main clientele seems to be perimenopausal women. You know, like a lot of us, me too included.
Same.
You know, I'm right in that bracket. So
Yep.
it's very much a very hard transition for these females, and a lot of things are sparking in this time of their life that they didn't necessarily have before.
Right.
Histamine issues, autoimmune issues, all these kind of things that like doctors don't necessarily know how to navigate females through this.
Talk about.
Yeah, and I had to go through it myself, and that's why I think I'm educated on it. And I had to like search Reddit and like the dark web to figure out like specifically like what is happening, because
Right.
nobody could really direct me in that way. So more and more I've noticed all my females that come on my table that are having the issues, I'm like, you have a histamine issue. Like 9 times out of 10, it's a histamine issue. And it's a nervous system thing and all these things that like outside toxicity is kind of bringing to our age group, because we've suffered for it for so long that it's like overwhelming for their bodies, and the body doesn't know how to handle it. So
Right.
just the detox protocol of making sure that all that stuff is coming out of you, moving that stagnancy. I've seen huge improvements in people's hormone balances, digestion, all that kind of stuff, which in turn, you know, regulates their mood,
Right.
helps all those things at home too. So I see a huge uptake. And a lot of people too are just doing small things that they're not realizing is causing these flares. It could be seemingly like eating food that the biochemistry of your body is not appropriate for, that you can't break down. And it
Right.
could be something healthy, like I'm O blood type, I can't tolerate cucumbers. It's like, who even wants a cucumber? I was
Right.
eating it because I thought it was healthy.
Right.
So I kind of like listened to what their specific issues seem to be.
And then you tailor their procedure
Yeah.
around that.
And I feel like it's a little witchiness too, because like certain people, I'll feel like I'll have ailments a few months prior to somebody coming on my table.
Right.
And then as soon as I help them heal those ailments, it's like that goes away in me as well too. So I feel like it's very much like faded in a lot of cases too,
For sure.
just to be able to help, you know, put these women back on track. So
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Now, when you talk about histamine issues, what exactly do you mean by that?
So histamines in your body basically are released if it thinks it's in any type of danger.
Okay.
So any type of like stress, if your anxiety is high, all those things, the histamines get released.
So if your body's in fight or flight or freeze.
Yes, a lot of cortisol dysregulation and stuff is like pinpointed back to that as well too. So whenever your hormone levels adjust and estrogen rises, histamine levels rise as well too. So a lot of us will have genetic mutations.
Right.
And you can actually see that on your genetic mutation. There's a specific type of like gene that gets
That will
expressed
show.
that turns on and off. That shows that you have like you don't have the ability to be able to regulate histamines as well. Like you
Got
can't
it.
detox it out, which I have that. And I found that out specifically through like certain type of like blood work, which I'll talk to you about. And it's just a way for us to be able to know that your body is likely not able to flush this properly out of your system. So it's almost like a bucket gets full, right?
Got
and
it.
then the bucket overfills, and it in turn causes you to be anxious, irritable, have the hormone issues. It's almost like PMDD symptoms is what I describe
that's
to my clients.
interesting.
Yeah. So, and it's usually around ovulation time
Okay.
and not necessarily menstrual, because that's when your estrogen levels are the highest.
Are the highest.
So I always tell my girls, like, number one, okay, so next time you feel crazy, like, you know what I mean? Like, we all get that, like, I call it, like,
Kind of ragey.
Ragey,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Like, take a Pepsid AC, which is a H2 blocker for your digestive tract. If it improves, then we know this is a histamine issue. So even being able to test for histamines in your blood, because it's always fluctuating, is difficult. So, like, there's really no way to 100% tell other than going off of your symptoms.
Got it.
So I'll have them do that, have them check in, say, like, listen, did it get better? And they'll be like, oh my God, like, I can't even describe to you. It's like a night and day.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So then I'll kind of just show them certain tips. Like, there's certain foods that you can't necessarily eat if you have histamine intolerance and things like that as well, too. So it's
That's
just,
really,
yeah.
that's kind of what I'm deep diving into right now since I've met you and we've become friends.
Yeah. That's why I keep looking at you. I'm like, I don't know. I think it's
know.
a histamine thing. And
I
honestly,
know.
like 9 times out of 10, everybody in our age group, it's a thing. Like, it's
Wow.
wild. I can't even describe to you the amount of people that it seems to be affecting.
People need to be talking about this more too, and they're
For sure.
not.
Yeah, no. And I feel like it's just kind of like it can't be medicalized and it can't be like made a profit. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's
Yes.
like, and taking like that Pepsid AC as a temporary fix. So there's so many other things that you have to be doing on a daily basis to be able to make sure that that bucket doesn't overfill.
Right.
It's just kind of overwhelming if you don't necessarily know the signs to be able to look for.
Totally. And I think a lot of women too, you know, you get to be in our age range and maybe you're going through some type of crises.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing you're going to think about is